All right, guys, she's back. But here's what happened. Why she went to the shop right after I picked her up the last time. Because see, I'm driving her right now. I'm gonna be driving her. And I drove her just from the shop. But here's why she's back. You don't want to miss this out. So, as you can see, she's running beautifully. I got a tachometer RPM gauge installed professionally here now, so whenever I turn on the lights, boom. Whenever I turn her off, like the ignition, it turns off as well. Not like my weird setup that I did while restoring this car and working on her. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the engine bay. Beautiful working engine in there. This was the culprit right here, guys. This was the culprit. So they had a messed up fuses system in there. So I'm gonna unscrew and show you what they did to fix the electrical issue that I was having with her. So they put a custom breaker in there, so if it does pop, all you gotta do is let it sit for a couple minutes and it'll cool off. And they rewired everything, and also put a nice little piece of paper to tell me which fuse goes to which fuse. So I'm gonna go screw her back on. I'm gonna explain to you why she went to the shop again in detail. So let's go ahead and screw that back on. And close the hood. There you go. So interesting cars back in the days, they had the hood latch right here. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll pull it down. So hood latch, boom. It's this thing right here. That's your hood latch. So what ended up happening is my turn signals, whenever I would turn on the turn signals right here, so it works fine. But when I had that issue, the amp light would turn on and the fuel gauge would go to empty right away, even though it was at full. And whenever I turned the switch back to neutral, it would go back to normal, but my turn signals wouldn't be working. Everything was working beautifully in this car, like the engine, until this electrical issue happened. Now, the engine was still working fine. The car worked like a champ. But it was because of the fact that there was a bad fuse connection and the fuse box was messed up, because over the years it's the original fuse box and stuff breaks on old cars. So the only thing not working on her is the windshield wipers. Windshield wipers is another story. It's gonna be probably a $1,000 job, because they have to take out the dash to see why the windshield wiper's not working. Supposedly previous owner has said the motor has been changed, but at the same time, when they tested the wiring works, the switch works, but the motor is just not working. All right, guys, so she's driving perfectly now. The only thing that sucks is you can see the windshield wipers do not work, but a little drizzle does not hurt me to drive this car. I was gonna cover her and keep her dry, but then it started drizzling. I'm like, you know what, I can't cover a car that's wet because it's gonna get moisture in there, moisture buildup. So I was like, may as well just drive her, you know. By the time I finish going to the gym, it should not rain anymore, and even if it does, it's just a short drive home. And I still gotta buy microfiber towels, because I was gonna buff her off before putting her under the car cover, because that's the best way to keep her. I wish I had a garage, but you know, that's not available to me right now. Also, what I don't like about garages is this car was absolutely filthy after being at the mechanic shop. I don't know what kind of dust they have, but that dust was just thick. Especially on this paint, the dust made it seem very like fat. So, as you can see, she drives perfectly. She's for sale. So, link in the description below. If you want her, hit me up. Not canceled. Guys, I'm Eddie B. 2004 Turn right. This particular package, driving a temp in the 6 Series.